Well, hello everybody. Hope you guys are having a great start to your day today. My name is Lisa Blueswick, nicknamed Lisa Longball, and I'm welcoming you to the Golf Town Spring Tune-Up Golf Clinics. Again, hosted by me. I'm an 8-time Canadian long drive champion for women, and I'm here to help you hit that golf ball longer, straighter, better. Well, new for this week, very exciting, is number one, check this out. I got my new tour bag. It's the Callaway Epic tour bag. I've been waiting for this to come and all the shipping container issues. So excited I got my tour bag. You may have seen some of those cool Callaway bags. I know that Golf Town gave one away this past weekend with the azaleas on it. Xander Schauffele had it, and Schauffele had it, should I say, and so did John Rahm. So that was super cool. Very awesome. And also, the second big change, you may notice the words on my hat and on my shirt are the right way. Yesterday, I bought a new phone that allows me to flip the image so that you can see me exactly how I'm teaching and how I'm coaching, because I know my camera flipped it. So, that's exciting for this week. All right, this probably is my favorite topic of all my topics, because today's topic is all about adding power, speed, and distance. Today, you are going to learn to hit every club in your bag longer, and that's going to be a huge help coming into your greens. It's much easier to come in from 160 yards than 190 yards. So today we are going to help you coming in from 80 yards versus 150 yards. So today we're going to learn how to add distance to all of our clubs. I'm also going to teach you how to stop slicing and how to stop pulling the ball. So again, two ways to stop those miss hits. All right, well, let's get right into it today. So first thing we want to talk about today is about adding power and distance, is that ability, again, to make a good turn. So what leads us to power and distance? Well, what leads us to power and distance is the ability to make a good turn. We have to create two things: club head speed and ball speed. Club head speed and ball speed are the two things that will allow us to be able to create that speed. So that's really important. Now, what I find is that most golfers that I experience, women in particular, should I say, tend to be arms lifters. And what do I mean by arms lifters? So women tend to be a little bit more flexible than their male counterparts. So if you were to take a look at a lady's golf swing, looks awesome. Maybe it looks something like this, and you're like, wow, that's a beautiful golf swing. But in fact, she hasn't turned at all. There's zero turn. And because there's zero turn, there's no coil and no torque. And it's coil and torque that allow you to make the good turn. Now, I'm noticing my comments are not coming up in Facebook here. So again, this is a brand new phone to me, and so there must be a notification that isn't working. So I apologize. I won't be able to say hello to all the people who are here making comments. So I will fix that for next Tuesday. So I apologize. I can't see any of your comments right now. So I'm just going to keep going and teach you lots of stuff. And by next week, I'll figure out the comments part. And I will go back and respond to all your comments after this video. You know that if you've ever commented on the video, I will make sure to respond to you. So I apologize, I can't do that live right now. All right, so we talked about arms lifters. So as I said, what women tend to do, women tend to lift their arms. Again, and it looks like they've made this great turn when in fact they haven't turned at all. Now remember back in my posture clinic, and if you haven't seen my posture clinic, go back to the Golf Town Facebook page or Golf Town YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find it there. And in posture, I said, well, women always complain that, what do I do with the girls? Is it above the girls, below the girls? Where do I put my arms? And I said that women, because they're arms lifters, they bump into those girls all day long. And so I talked about the importance of making a good turn. And so if you're an arms lifter and you're sitting there going, gosh, am I an arms lifter? Answer this question. Do you hit your 8-iron as far as your 7-iron, as far as your 6-iron? So if you're someone who hits a lot of your clubs the same distance, you're an arms lifter. So what's happening is you're not creating coil and torque, so you have no power and speed, so you're going to hit a lot of your clubs the same distance. So if this is a light bulb moment for you, we're going to fix you today. Now, the importance, what I said, if you are an arms lifter, you'll be bumping into those girls all day long. So remember, I said you had to turn, and I told you to turn your lead shoulder. Now you'll notice every time I'm sharing golf tips with you, I'll say lead shoulder and trail shoulder. Why do I do that? I do that out of respect to all the lefties out there. Actually, Canada has one of the largest populations, if not the largest populations of left-handed golfers in the world. I have heard that we have up to 23%, almost a quarter of our golfers are left-handed. And everyone says, all my American friends are, Lisa, why are there so many Canadians that are left-handed? And a huge reason, not the only reason, but a big reason is that we love hockey up here in Canada. And because a lot of us are right-handed, what we like to do is when we're playing hockey, we like to skate down the rink with a stick in our dominant hand. So we go left hand low, do a slap shot this way for hockey, and then you want to play golf the same way. So that's kind of cool. Actually, this is a great story. Our newest Golf Town brand ambassador, Mike Weir, who of course was just at the Masters this weekend, 2003 Masters champion, he's a lefty, and he actually wrote a letter to Jack Nicklaus when he was a kid, and he said, he explained that all of his friends and family were right-handed, should he switch and go right-handed? Jack Nicklaus actually wrote him back and said, no, Mike, stay left-handed, and he shared that story with him years later after he won the Masters, so that's pretty cool. So if you are someone who is an arms lifter, what I'm going to tell you is that, again, I say lead shoulder and trail shoulder for my lefties, because if I said left shoulder, right shoulder, like they always see in golf magazines and on golf tips, it's very confusing for lefties. So that's why I always say lead shoulder and trail shoulder. Okay, so arms lifters. If you're an arms lifter, to stop arms lifting, you need to initiate your backswing with your lead shoulder. And so that's the shoulder closest to the fairway. So that's your left shoulder for my righties and your right shoulder for my lefties. So if you initiate that backswing with that lead shoulder, check that out. It forces you to turn. What I see from a lot of my arms lifters, they in fact start their backswing with their hands or maybe their arms. So if you start your backswing with your hands or your arms, it's very easy to get to this lifting part and you get to that lift instead of turn. But if you initiate that backswing with your lead shoulder, it forces you to turn your torso. You have no choice but to turn your torso. Now, in the last week's comments, I had people that said, gosh, Lisa, I hit behind the ball. Because remember, we talked about hitting down on the ball, compressing the ball, trapping the ball. And they said, well, why do I hit down on it? Well, one of the reasons why you end up hitting the big ball before the little ball is if you're an arms lifter, look at this. It's very choppy. It's like an axe. Lots of chopping. If you're turning, now we're sweeping more. Now we're sweeping. We can still compress and trap the ball, but it's not coming from that sharp angle. So for any of you who constantly are hitting behind the ball, again, you could be an arms lifter. So really start with that lead shoulder, okay? So step number one, that's how we get rid of our arms lifters. Now, I said that's something mostly for women. What I see with my men, and definitely some women, with my guys typically make a good turn, but here's my thing with my guys. My guys might turn to here. And my question is, can you turn here? Can you turn here? Can you turn here? The deeper your turn, or the more turn you can create, that's the more coil and torque that you create. That coil and torque, if you think of it as winding up and unwinding, that's what's going to create the power. So the more you turn, every inch more that you can turn is going to lead to more club head speed, which will lead to more ball speed, which will lead to more distance. So again, for men and women, how far can you turn? Are you just being lazy in your turn? So if you turn to here, can you turn here? Can you turn here? And again, we always start that turn with our lead shoulder. All right. Here's something that is a great swing thought that I want you to think about as we're trying to create coil and torque, which leads to power and distance. I want you to think of your body in two halves. This is the upper half of your body. This is the lower half. In your backswing, you want to concentrate on turning the upper half of your body, creating that coil and torque, okay? So we've already explained that we do that by turning the lead shoulder, not our hands, not our arms. By turning the lead shoulder, we create that great coil and torque. That's step number one. So I want you to think of that as turn your shirt. Simple swing thought. In your backswing, turn your shirt. In your downswing, now this is super key for distance. In your downswing, your first move in your downswing needs to be with your lower body. I want you to think, turn your pants. So it's turn your shirt in the backswing, turn your pants in your downswing. So your first move in your downswing should be turn your lead hip or turn your lead pocket. Of course, that's the one closest to the fairway. Turn your belt buckle, turn your guts. That's my favorite. Whatever it is that makes you turn. That's what leads to that power, because you need to wind up and unwind. What do I often see from a lot of golfers that struggle with distance? I see this. They can even make a great turn, but when they get to the top of the backswing, they slide. And if you slide, that is a big power leak. You can't slide. It's got to be a winding up and unwinding. So it's turn your shirt in the backswing, turn your pants in the downswing. So turn your shirt in the backswing, turn your pants in the downswing. Turn your shirt, turn your pants. Now, let me show you an example of why that's so important. I'm going to put a ball here so that you can see the ball, okay? Now, if you make that great turn, you can make the best turn in the world. It can look like this. Turn your shirt, okay? Now, if you do it properly and turn your pants, so if you turn your pants first, look at all the coil and look at all the torque that I have as I come into impact. If you take a look at any golf magazine or any slow-mo shot that you would have seen at the Masters this weekend, this is the position that the players will be at impact. Now, here's the problem. This is where the big power leak is, and I see this a lot from my guys. So my guys, and some women too, but my guys tend to be stronger in the upper body. So they have strong backs, strong shoulders, maybe even strong arms. So their first move in their downswing, especially if they want to kill that ball, they're trying to swing harder, swing faster. So they get to the top of their swing, and their first move in their downswing is that back arm, is that back shoulder. That's the first move in their downswing. Well, watch what happens to your coil and torque when you do that. So even if you make the best turn in the world on your backswing, so turn the shirt, even if you do that awesome, if you start your downswing with your upper body versus turn the pants, if you start with your upper body, by the time you get to the ball, look at this. Your hips are facing the ball, your shoulders are facing the ball. You are directly facing the ball. There's no coil and no torque. You've lost all your coil and torque. And it's funny because I do a lot of corporate and charity golf tournament entertaining, and I'll stand on a par 5 and hit balls against the guests. And when I see some guy that's 6'4", 250 pounds, and he comes up, and I see that he's got a huge, great golf swing, but if I see his first move in his downswing is that back arm, I'm always like, got him. Because, again, my legs are stronger than any guy's arms. Again, this is our power source right here. I talked to you about that in the warm-up. If you missed the warm-up, you can go back and check it on Golf Town. This is your power source, your legs. This is what you need. This is what you need to use to create all the power. It's your glutes, your legs, your core. This, not this. I get asked all the time when people find out I'm a long driver, they're like, oh, Lisa, again, 2 tickets to the gun show. Check out the pipes. And again, it has nothing to do with the arms. It has nothing to do with the arms. It's legs and core. So again, when you get to the top of that backswing, you've got to start that downswing with that lower body. If you start with the upper body, you've completely lost all the coil and all the torque. So just to review that, again, you always want to think of your body in 2 halves. This is the upper half of the body. This is the lower half. You want to turn your shirt in the backswing. Always do that by starting with your lead shoulder and turn as much as you possibly can, and start your downswing by turn the pants. And again, that's a turn, not a slide. So turn the pants, and again, when you get to that impact, look at all that coil and torque, and that's the key to creating that distance, okay? So that's step 1. That's step 1 for adding club head speed and ball speed, okay? Step number 2, and I see this all the time. I talked to you about I love practice swings. Why do I love practice swings? Because the very important tip of brush the grass. Remember I said, if you only leave all 6 of these lessons with 3 important tips, tip number 1 is brush the grass. This is going to be tip number 2. Tip number 2 is turn the shirt, turn the pants. I apologize. Tip number 2, turn the shirt, turn the pants. And this is tip number 3. These are the 3 most important tips I could possibly pass along to you, okay? And that is this. I see people come to do their practice swing. They do a great job. It looks something like this. They brush the grass, they finish their golf swing, and they're kind of like, yeah, I'm going to hit a good shot because look at that practice swing. We all know that practice swing that feels like money. And then it's time for them to go hit the ball. They go to hit the ball. Here we go. And as you can see, that went up near my stairwell. You could have heard it went up near my stairwell, went nowhere near the mat. And they're thinking, well, why did I hit it so badly? And here's the reason why. This is tip number 3. And this is so important. Tip number 3 is finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing. I cannot say that strongly enough. By finishing your golf swing, that creates more speed and more power and more distance. So we got to finish our golf swing. And I find when there's no golf ball there, people do a great job. When there's no golf ball there, they're like, oh yeah, woo, look, and they finish their golf swing, it looks awesome. And then as soon as I put a golf ball there, and they go to shoot it, here we go, they go to shoot it, and they go here. And so what I mean by that is what happens is once the golf ball is there, they stop swinging. And if you're thinking to yourself, gosh, is that me? Do a check of your finish. When you're done swinging, are your hands in front of your face or maybe just above your head? If your hands in your finish position are right here, you are not finishing your golf swing. You are losing easily 15 to 20 yards. When you finish your golf swing, I want to see all the weight on the front side, all the way on this front side. There should be no weight back here, no leaning back here. All that weight nice and tall over the front side. And here's the big indicator to know if you finished your golf swing. Here we go. Can I see the entire sole of your back shoe? And for my right-handed golfers, that's my right shoe, and for my lefties, it's my left. If I can't see the entire sole of your back shoe, then you haven't finished your golf swing. So you've got to finish your golf swing. Here's a great little swing thought for people who struggle with doing that. I want you to think, when you're done your practice swing and you finish on that front side, at the end of the round, if you do a good job of that, you'll have a dirty toe on your golf shoe. And what do I mean by dirty toe? The big toe of your back foot, your trail foot, should be dirty at the end of the round. And that will tell you dirty toe means you did a great job of finishing your golf swing, because when you finish your golf swing, you were finishing it by dragging it on the grass, on the dirt, whatever it may be, and you'll have a dirty toe at the end of the round. So by finishing that golf swing, that is so important in creating speed, club head speed, and ball speed. So finish your golf swing. And again, your practice swing, I see, this is the other thing that just drives me crazy about practice swings. I see some people that do this in their practice swings. There we go. And then they go to take their full shot. What are you doing? You practice like you play. If that's not the shot you're going to hit, why would you do it? Number one, you've got to brush the grass. But number two, you want great muscle memory. So when you do a practice swing, your practice swing should look exactly like your full swing is going to look. That's great muscle memory, and you've brushed the grass. Doing this half practice swing, that does nothing but teach you to not swing through the golf ball. So you've got to swing through the golf ball, okay? If you do that, this is applicable to all of your irons, your hybrid, your fairway wood, your driver. You should be turning the shirt, turning the pants, brush the grass, and finish your golf swing. If you do those things, I guarantee you're going to add distance to every single club in your bag. Now, distance is one thing, but accuracy is another. How do we fix our errant shots? Now, last week we talked about alignment. If you missed my alignment class, we talked about the triangle drill. Go back to the Golf Town Facebook page, and I'm in green. You'll see me in a green cardigan, and watch that video all about alignment, okay? So if you properly align, here's the best thing about alignment. If you've picked your intermediate target and you've lined your club face up nicely to the intermediate target, and your ball has three choices. It will go straight at the target, it will go right of the target, or it'll go left of the target. So at least it gives you feedback if you line up. Now, what do we do if we go as a right-handed golfer, right of the target, or as my lefty, left? That's called slicing. So what do you do if you're a slicer? So that's right for my righties, left for my lefties. Well, there's many reasons we slice. I'm going to give you the top 2 reasons that I see golfers, why they slice. Number 1, and I can fix you today, grip pressure. I would say a huge number of people that slice have a grip pressure that's way too strong. On a scale of 1 to 10, you should only be about a 2 or a 3. You should almost feel like you could pull the club out of your hand at any point in your swing. You know, Sam Snead referred to holding the golf club like holding a small bird in your hands. Now, very few of us have held a small bird. So I want you to think of it as holding an open pop can or holding an open tube of toothpaste in your hand. And you don't want to squeeze out the contents. That's what I want you to think about. So that's how lightly you want to grip it. And I find that people do a great job at setup. So they set up, that's great. And then their takeaway, nice grip pressure. Where I see the grip pressure go off the charts as you initiate the downswing, especially if you're in like a long drive contest or you're trying to rip it on a par 5, that's when I see it. When you initiate your downswing, I start to see the death grip on that golf club. And the second you have the death grip, what happens is it will open your club face. And by opening your club face, you are going to slice all day long. So when you come through with a tight grip pressure, it opens your face. It does not allow your face to square up at impact, and you will slice it all day long. So how do you fix that? Here's the fix. If you know your grip pressure is too tight, and this is good for your, again, driver, hybrid, fairway wood, irons, all your shots. For me, when I'm at the World Long Drive Championships and I want to hit a golf ball as far as humanly possible, so lots of speed and distance, the last thing I do, right before I do my takeaway, I take a deep breath out. I need you to take a deep breath out. That will relax your shoulders. It will take tension out of your forearms, and it will relax your hands. That deep breath out right before you do your backswing, I guarantee will lead to soft, supple hands. Again, tight muscles are not fast muscles. Loose, supple muscles are fast muscles. So watch this. When I take that breath outside, here we go. Look at the speed I can create. So again, you can create tons of speed by relaxing the hands, taking the tension out of the forearms. Tension is a club head speed killer. So take that deep breath out right before you make your golf swing. All right. Now, again, I apologize. I can't be talking to, I feel so weird not being able to talk to you all on the chat. So I'll go back and respond to everyone, and I promise to fix it by next week. So sorry, I can't say hi to everyone in your comments. So thank you. Okay. So as I said, many reasons we slice. One huge one is grip pressure that you can fix today. What's another reason we slice? Well, it goes back to finish your golf swing. Now, a lot of my baseball players and my softball players, my guess is your miss is a slice. Why is your miss a slice? Because in baseball, you've been taught to kind of what I would call squish the bug. You know, when you make that baseball swing, you make your swing and you don't transfer all your weight over to that front side. You're trying to come from a powerful place. And can you see how there's weight on that back foot? Well, what happens is because that's your baseball swing, you end up doing that. What my baseball players are awesome at, my baseball players know how to use those hips. They know how to initiate that downswing with their hips. They're phenomenal at doing that, but they leave weight on their back foot. So again, if you're a slicer, okay, and if you're an ex-ball player, softball player, this will definitely relate to you. What I want you to do, you need to finish your golf swing so that I can see all that weight on the front, and I want to see that back whole sole of your back shoe, and I want to see dirty toe. So again, finish that golf swing. And that was straight down the pipe. And you can see the entire sole of my back shoe there. Now, watch this. If you don't finish your golf swing, this is what happens. So I'm going to show you when you don't finish your golf swing. So if you kind of do more of a baseball swing, or remember when you hit your ball, you think your job is done. So you swing through to here. So I'm going to make a golf swing. Here we go. While my ball went towards my stairwell again, look where my hips are faced. My hips, this is exactly where I finished my golf swing, right here. Only a little bit of my heel is off. My hips are faced straight towards the corner of the room, and that's exactly where my ball went. So when you don't finish your golf swing, your hips aren't going to be faced at your target if this is your target. So again, if you want to finish your golf swing, you've got to have those hips facing the target, and even better, past the target. Past the target is even better. So when you don't finish your golf swing, your whole swing stops, and wherever those hips are faced, that's where your ball is going to go. So finish the golf swing, finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing. So those are the two big ones to stop a slice. Again, relax the grip pressure and finish the golf swing. Now, what about a pull? This is my bad move. I find my better golfers, my lower handicappers, it can happen to anyone, but I find my lower handicappers struggle more with a pull than they do with a slice. Why is that? So what is a pull? So a pull goes back to our sequencing of turn the shirt, turn the pants. So what happens typically in a pull, for a right-handed golfer, the ball goes left, and for my left-handed golfers, it goes right. So what causes a pull? Now, again, many things can cause a pull, but this is what I normally see when I see a pull. So with a pull, as I told you, in your backswing, we need to initiate your backswing with your lead shoulder. So initiate the backswing, so turn the shirt, and you want to turn as far as you can, all right? And in the downswing, we want to turn the pants. So turn the lead hip, turn the lead pocket, turn the belt buckle, whatever it is that makes you turn, right? So when you do that, what happens in a pull, that's not the sequence you use. What I see in a pull, when you get excited, you make the greatest turn you want, but if you start that downswing with your upper body, yes, you will lose all the coil and torque, but you're also going to pull the ball. Because what's going to happen is your upper body is going to outrace your lower body, and you are going to pull that ball all day long. So my coach, Paul Horton, who's a PGA of Canada instructor, we've been working on this always because that's my bad move. And what I call it is I get lazy in the core, lazy in the guts, lazy here. That's kind of what we call it. And don't forget, I always mention every class, please don't take lessons from your friends or spouses. Again, no, we don't want the divorce open or anything. Go see your PGA of Canada, LPGA, and PGA of America instructors, or wherever your PGA instructors, whatever country you're in. Please go see the pros to take lessons, okay? So when you're pulling, remember I said I had lazy guts? So this is what happens. When you pull the ball, instead of going turn the shirt, turn the pants, what you do is you go turn the shirt, turn the shirt. So watch this. Again, you can make the best backswing in the world, but if you go turn the shirt, turn the shirt, turn the shirt, turn the shirt, I just totally put that towards the bookcase in the left-hand corner of my room there. So turn the shirt, your upper body outraces your lower body, and you're gonna pull it all day long. So if you're out on the golf course and you don't have a chance to go practice on the range, how do I fix a pull? I want you to think, oh, lazy guts. Lazy guts. So when you got to the top of your backswing, instead of starting your downswing with your lower body, you started your downswing with your back shoulder. So your back shoulder, your upper body outraced your lower body. So this is one final swing thought I'd like to leave you with for power and distance. And again, this is my swing thought when I'm at the World Long Drive Championships. I want you to start thinking no more swing faster. I don't want you to think swing faster. I want you to think turn faster. Not swing faster, turn faster. So when you get to the top of your backswing, I don't want you to think swing faster. Again, that upper body is going to outrace the lower body. I want you to think, or swing harder. I want you to think turn harder. And that means turn the guts. This is your core. Turn the guts. Turn this harder, not turn or swing harder back this way. So again, let's do one more golf swing here. I want you to think at the top of your backswing, your first swing thought, to initiate your downswing, turn your guts. So turn harder. So again, turn the shirt, turn the pants, and I want you to turn harder. And as you can see, I nailed that target right in the middle there. So I want you to think, always turn harder in your downswing, not swing harder. So all of these tips are going to help you hit a golf ball longer and straighter. So I truly, truly hope that these can help you. Now, for those of you I've had lots of comments in the feed that your golf courses aren't open, no problem. Go out in your backyard. You can do this in your backyard. Maybe this is just a mat. I'm just using a backdoor mat right now. So you can use a mat, or you can purchase one of those little golf mats there as well. And, or go park across the street, and you don't need a golf ball. You can practice, turn the shirt, turn the pants, brush the grass, and finish your golf swing. Check if you have a dirty toe at the end of your practice session or at the end of your round to see if you were finishing that. So again, these are things you can be practicing without even having a chance to go out to the golf course. So I truly hope that these tips have helped you. Again, really focus on that. Turn the shirt, turn the pants. We want to turn harder and not swing harder. So thank you so much for joining me. I will go back and comment to everyone I missed in the next few days. I'll make sure to comment on all of the comments that were in the chat. I apologize I couldn't interact with you live here. Again, I will fix that. And next week, it's time for short game. Although I'm a girl that loves the long drive, I love power and speed. If you want to drop your scores immediately, short game. So we are going to talk about chipping. I'm going to give you some great chipping techniques next week that you can put into play. And again, we'll hopefully help you have the best season yet. Thank you so much for joining me on the Golf Town Facebook Live here for our Golf Town Spring Tune-Up Clinics. Feel free to follow me on social media on Twitter and Instagram at Lisa Longball. Also, my Facebook page is Lisa Longball, and on YouTube, my channel is Lisa Longball. So love to connect with you if you have any questions, but get out there, everyone, and go long. Can't wait to see you next week. Thanks, everybody. Bye.